I believe that small and medium companies don't require that sort of complexity. And what we have done is we have shrunk those huge models and frameworks into 5 fundamental elements. So when we are looking at the evaluation of these tools or technology in general, we like to focus on these 5 elements. The first one and the most important one is, does it solve a real problem? As I said before, a lot of companies nowadays, they just want to embed AI for the sake of embedding AI without thinking, hey, is this actually going to solve a problem that we have? And if you have read the news, a lot of companies are reporting that they are not perceiving the return on the investment in AI, but it's because they don't have a strategy. They just put AI in the wild, hoping that it's going to be magic and is going to solve problems. But they haven't actually fundamentally looked at, okay, what's the problem that we are trying to solve? And is this the right tool that we need to solve that problem? So that's the first thing we need to look at. The second, of course, super important, is can we afford it, right? Sometimes these different technologies, different tools have hidden costs. So up front, it might be even $0. And then the operating costs, on the costs that they charge you on a monthly basis, are per user and per month. And if you stop paying, because that's the new model, then you lose access to these tools. So it's something that we need to evaluate more like long term. Third one, is it easy to use? That's another hidden cost that sometimes we don't consider up front. And it's like, oh yes, the tool, it solves the problem, that we can afford it, but it's really hard to use. So what's going to happen basically is that you will have a lot of cost associated to training people and using these tools, right? So that's something that you need to consider up front. The next one, is it safe and secure? So we need to consider this. Nowadays we have so much data, but it's not organized. It's in spreadsheets, in Google Docs, in different repositories. And when we bring these tools, if we haven't had that sort of diligence of putting all our information in one place, and these tools start, putting the information out there, is not safe, then we have the risk of losing our IP or our magic recipe. So we need to look at these things again up front. And the last one is, can the solution grow with my business? Sometimes the solutions are good for now, but then when we grow as a business, we need the solution or the tool or the technology to grow as well. And that could be a constraint, again, looking forward. So those are the things that we highly recommend to look at. So 5 elements, not super complicated. There are more things that we can look at depending on how complex the solution is or the business or the problem we are trying to solve. But these 5 are fundamental things we need to look at.